every single click videos is where I show 99.9% of the clicks in a standard game, a full game of Hearts of Iron 4. And today we're going to be playing as France. So this is like an unedited Let's Play in the olden days. However, it will be edited because there's big gaps where not a lot happens. So I'll just cut that out. So usually when you're looking at this, it'll be an hour, maybe 2 hours. And roughly the full length will probably be 3 hours, maybe 3.5. So it has been slimmed down, but you're seeing way more content than you would normally. Be aware, I am going to try and min-max. However, I've not done a thorough practice run, so there might be bits I miss, and I really welcome you guys to comment below and tell me things they may have missed. And also, I'll be playing for fun, meaning you will not be seeing a 1936 world conquest. Most of the time, I like to play relatively historical, let Germany do Danziger War, and then from there, I just kind of do what I feel. Iron Man off for the funsies, historical on start as France, allies, historical, off we go. Now I feel a bit mixed, because if I want to play historical France, historical, I kind of have to lose, don't I? And maybe I want to save that for a different video, but you know what, today I don't really feel like losing. But then again, I've also defended as France numerous times, so playing creative with this one is going to be a little bit difficult. But maybe I can make some interesting builds, who knows? One element of 44 I don't talk much about is playing to your strengths. One thing France has early game is awesome amount of factories, particularly civs, and also an awesome amount of resources, particularly steel and aluminium too. What you tend to find is that 33 civs doubles because you're getting a lot of people trading with you because they want your aluminium and your steel. So you tend to find that your early economy is just rock hard, super strong. When you see stuff like this, reducing your consumer goods by 15%, which actually is kind of nice. Used to be 5%, now it's 15%, which they've changed how consumer goods works. That gives you a big chunk of economy, but you already have a big economy. End of the day, the best thing to do here, France, is to fake your disjointed government, because otherwise you just don't have political power. So let's revive the national bloc. I've decided what I'm going to do. We're going to do mass mobilization France. It's a bit of a weird one. Machine tools to get the cap up, construction to build. And of course, we need radio. Select the entirety of the army, shift left click, then right click to assign to an army, and then we'll just move the boys here. Straight away into production, which is Y is the hotkey. I always remember it's Y. Don't click on the little cog wrench up here. And then we're going to assign 3 into motorized. 2 is usually required, but 3 is just a little bit safer. To be honest, actually, France starts the game with the most amount of trucks. I know, right? It's crazy, right? So actually you only need 2, because if I was to change the entirety of these into our crappy garrisons, we'll notice the amount of trucks that we get shoots up. Yeah, 2,500 tanks. I said that kind of weird, but I did say it actually right. 2,500 trucks. That's kind of an accurate way of putting it. All right, and we're going to start off by making a few mills, and then the rest is going to be civs. You see how I'm building them here? I'm building kind of westward, because I understand that these areas are going to be more vulnerable in the event of a German invasion. That's the reason why I'm doing that. Regarding the ships, I know you guys are going to get so mad if I delete the ones that are like practically 90%, so I'll just delete all but the ones that are practically done. The beauty of France, Britain, and kind of Japan and USA is you have a big navy to begin with, so you don't even need to develop your navy, to be fair. And Germany really has to pull their finger out if they want to compete with you. Anyway, F2 again, shift left click, right click, G to merge. Also, I always forget to do this, usually it's worthwhile. Go into local autonomy and prioritize garrisons. This is going to keep the unrest down, and you also gain the most resources in North Africa. Loads of resources. So, how are we going to do this? We don't need support equipment, so I'm going to change this to anti-air. Shift this to the top. Don't need the tanks. We're going to go 4 in artillery and 4 in anti-air, and the rest goes into guns. I think that's how it's going to work. And then we're going to need 1 into train as well. Never forget the 1 train. Trust me, if you forget the 1 train, that's really going to hurt you. And what we're going to do is spam maybe like 12 widths or something like that infantry. Might change my mind on that one, who knows. Anyway, 5 speed, off we go. We have an air force. Select the ones that are not on a carrier. I click on the hotkey, which is L. I never click that usually. I always just click on air. And then you shift left click on all the ones that you want, highlight them, and then bring them to Paris. And off we go. Press G to merge them, exercise to level 3. And here we go. I really enjoy France. I feel like you've not got a lot of colonial possessions. You've got a nice decent amount of resources with rubber and aluminium and steel, so you don't have to worry about that. Your economy is fantastic. The only issue you've got to deal with is the fact that your government is just kind of falling apart. And also, well, kind of your nation's going to fall apart too. So disjointed government and also issues with the land doctrines. Oh, and your industry is pretty knackered as well. Okay, more problems than I originally thought. What I'm actually going to do is sell a bunch of stuff on the market that I'm not going to need. So in this case, I feel like I want to sell the old guns and the tanks, support equipment. Yeah, why not? And I'm going to sell all of them. This is the all button, by the way. And I'm also going to sell them at a 25% inflated price, which gives 25% more Mayo points. Are we going to sell well with this? Romania says yes. They want to buy the full 4,000 guns. Man, the guns are selling really well. And wow. Wow. France, perfect market trader. What you tend to find is the non-aligned factions and the democratic factions have loads of access to different markets. So they tend to have really good options for selling. So surprisingly, the best arm dealers are the democracies. Oh no, are we the baddies? And we're making so much Mayo points right now, which if you're not familiar with, when you buy things on the market, it costs civilian factories. When you sell things on the market, you get Mayo points. And those Mayo money or Mayo points just give a construction bonus. When you're using all of the points, it stays at 0. However, if you have too many points that you can even spend, that's when you'll start to build a surplus of it, which will add up to this number here, the one I'm hovering over. It says 0 at the moment. But right now we're spending all of it, hence we're getting an insane construction bonus. Nice. What I'm going to do is just shuffle this around a little bit, just so we can prioritize guns for the short term, and then we can move on to other stuff. I'm going to go for a radio early on. As I mentioned before, I play these for fun, and I like being kind of spontaneous and just dipping in and playing how I want to feel. Where a lot of my other videos, the ones that are shorter, tend to be a little bit more structured, and I've already planned in advance what I'm kind of going to do. So I kind of like how fun these are. So I'm probably going to miss stuff, and once again, I'm okay with you guys calling me out in the comments, but don't get all mad and upset when I'm not min-maxing. At the end of the day, I'm trying my absolute best to min-max to the fullest of my ability. But once again, if I'm not doing lots of practice runs, it's a little bit more difficult for me to do it. So just try to do everything I can do, but there might be just a few little bits and pieces that I might miss. Early mobilization gains war support, and we are mobilized to early mob. That's really strong. Top off strong. We're also going to go for this guy, give ticking army XP, which is annoying because we lose a massive chunk of command power. It is what it is, though. Okay, we can actually start rearming 4 factories. Ooh, I don't think I want to do that straight away. Anyway, let's say fair. Very French of me. Freedom, renew the foreign policy, and then fix the government. Where's the government? Oh, it says strengthen governments down here. Man, it's so far down the focus tree. Maybe I do want to do these ones first. 4 factories and reduce consumer goods. But then you lose political power being disjointed government. Hence the reason why I always go for this one first. Losing 0.8 political power is just so big. You can't ignore it. You've got to get it fixed. Fix that government, boys. We're going to go for concentrate industry. Not because it's better, just because I want to do something different. Big bonus with concentrate is you do get overall more factory output. Just raw factory output. However, you lose production efficiency, which loses your production in the long run, particularly if you keep switching out your production lines. And in this game, I'm going to try and stay on the same production lines for as long as possible. So hopefully I don't run into that problem, but we'll see. Oh, here we go. Look, we're building an economic surplus now. You see the numbers gone up, which basically means we're using the full construction bonus with the points that we're using to boost the construction of our buildings. You can see, look, state infrastructure 1.8%, extra from economic surplus 37.12. So that means every time a day ticks by from 3,098 to 7,200, we're getting extra 37 points. It doesn't even sound that good, does it? Once again, someone's gonna have to sit down with the numbers and crunch this. One of the spreadsheet wizards are gonna have to sit down and actually see if the economic surplus bonus is actually any good. Because hand on heart, I just don't know. I think it's probably one of those things that if you can take advantage of it, please do. But otherwise, it's not really something you want to push for. That's probably my layman's take. Okay, the tanks aren't selling. So if you click here and change the price to lowest, maybe they'll shift. I think the AI's decision to buy them is just solely based on if they need them as part of their armed forces, if they're showing red in their logistics. I don't think they really care about what the price is, unless there's 2 competing factions who want the same thing. And in that case, they'll go for the cheap one over the higher one. 2 market priced items. Never mind, the tanks are selling now, so the price has made a big difference. Nice. Renew the foreign policy. This seems really weird and maybe slightly controversial, but I actually really like the French focus tree. It's really straightforward of what you need to do and what the problems are, and you don't get blinded by these huge tooltips with lots of red and whatnot. But I feel like the Soviet focus tree just does it really wrong. where I feel like the French focus tree just does everything really right because everything's just so simplistic and easy to understand. Like, your industry is a bit knackered. A lot of people want to fight. Your political power is absolutely screwed. And also, you're having issues with your doctrines too. And for the most part, you can see how you fix them. And I guess you can aim for them in the focus tree, you know? And you've got a few obstacles you've got to work around to fix them. Does that make sense? Okay, onto political power. Trust me, political power is a problem. It hurts to do this because you're blowing a lot of political power that you're not going to see for a very long time, but you got to go for this guy. Silent workhorse, political power. You're going to gain him back in the long run, but however, losing that political power early on, particularly when you need it the most, is very painful. It is what it is. Going to work on artillery just to gain the soft attack. Once again, passive bonuses are really good. So these ones at the bottom that have a passive bonus means you don't need to produce any new equipment to take advantage of them. They instantly, when the research is complete, you get the bonus. So it's really worthwhile to get those ones, particularly if you want to take advantage of the bonus and not hurt your economy. Concentrated 1 is done. And then we go for concentrated 2. Renew foreign policy. Okay, so we're going to buy time now, which allows us to strengthen government and then finally fix our disjointed government. The joy of this build is I'm playing so simple. It's kind of really easy to follow. So I'm just going to go for the passive bonuses. That means that when we go to war with Germany, we're going to be in a state where we're going to be really far ahead on all the passive bonuses. So we're going to be dealing as much firepower as we can without not hurting or heating our initial production. Does it make sense? Because if you upgrade the weapons, you have to produce them before you get the bonuses, but the passive bonuses get affected immediately. Okay, next up, we are going to go for relief of command. Got a lot of heat from a previous UK video where I didn't go for this one. No, trust me, it's pretty good. I would recommend it in most cases. It just gives you a 25% boost the amount of army XP that you gain for everything, and it adds up in the long run. The earlier you can get it, the better. Plus, it means your high commands are 50% cheaper as well, which you need the political power as France because you have very little of it. It's a problem that France has that the UK does not have. League of Nations want to embargo Italy. Why not? France's biggest rival. Definitely want to embargo them. Extra stability is an extra cherry on top. Buy time. And then you get the option to strengthen the government, which over a year increases your stability. I think it's a total of 15 stability or maybe 20 stability. Let's whip the calculator out. 0.2 times it's 10 stability. Never mind, I'm completely wrong. Maths? Do you even do maths, Dave? Clearly not. Next bar we're going to go for is this guy, the War Industrialist. And I'm going to go for a few more mills. Spanish Civil War! Oh, we're going to say no because I don't want to decrease our political power. Political power is very precious to us right now. So as you can see right now, we're gaining 8 civies, 9 now, civies from trades. I'm guessing this is all steel. No, a little bit of aluminium too. A little bit of tungsten. Oh no, it's a little bit of everything. Wow, it's evenly spread out. No, it's rubber. Our most traded resource is rubber. All that steel and nobody even wants it. Sad. We're gonna rush concentrated. It's way ahead of time, but there's nothing else to research. Because we're going for such a simplistic build of spamming infantry, we're not even gonna need it. So keep it simple. Mayos. We want to take advantage of all the bonuses that give production. So they're the ones we're gonna go for first. Breakthrough is nice. Reliability is nice. Soft attack is nice. Yes, yes, yes. And hard attack and breakthrough. Sure. I feel like I do the exact same miles every single time. I probably should have like a preset for that, shouldn't you? Ones you click on are exactly the same every single time. So does it even matter? That is a good question. Realize too, we've got a lot of convoys and we don't really particularly use convoys. So 300 of those, sell those on the market nice and cheap. Anything else? All the old guns. They seem to be selling really well. So why not? Yeah. Hey, strengthen the government. It takes a year. When it's complete, you gain the 10 stability. Then you click this one and you remove your disjointed government. It's best to get rid of that as quickly as possible, because now we can fix on actually fixing our economy. Let's fix the franc by removing its value. Press 1 in the chat if you love inflation. Inflation makes you very happy. Okay, I'm going to do something a little bit different that I don't normally do. I'm queuing up the ones at the last that increase the production cost because I want to do quantity over quality to begin with. And then, well, things will change from there on in. And the infantry template we've got is this 12 width. You know what? I actually like this. You know, we're actually going to go 14. Exercise to level 3. And that means our equipment will be fully stockpiled and the shortage will be done in 140 odd days. Be aware this number may jump up and down based upon losses through exercising. Once again, we are shift left clicking on this, exercise to level 3, then they will automatically stop. Okay, queuing up more mills and civs. Trying to alternate a little bit, civs to mills, just to try to diversify our economy a little bit. Once again, you can never have too many civs. That's not true. If you have more than 200, that's probably a little bit too much. But overall, mills are very important, so get lots of them. Also, stability is a big deal, so I'm going to go for working conditions. Getting that stability super high for France is a big deal. And you're losing stability by devaluing the franc. Feels bad, man. The big decisions right now is, do we go for a research slot? No, we don't, because we don't need research. Once again, prioritize what you need. Right now, because we're just going a raw infantry build, you're not even going to need that. However, begin rearmament is big. 4 mils and the option to fix our doctrines, which is also going to be big because we're going to go for mass assault, is also big. Big, big, big. Very big. I'm going to put 1,000 trucks on the market. I think we actually have too many right now, so I'm just curious to see if they're actually going to sell. No, they don't use them. Once again, the AI only buys stuff if it sees in its logistics it has a deficit of that equipment. Once again, maybe they're just too expensive, maybe. Let's drop the price. It worked last time, didn't it? And you can actually see purchases. So convoys are selling really well, but motorized is not. Nah, that's exactly what I thought would happen. All right, defensive focus is what I want to do. I also would like the 5 stability as well. There's so many choices here. Ban communism. Press 1 in the chat if you want to ban communism. Also increase production output. That's also a really spicy one too. This is what I think is the best example of a good focus tree. When I have a really hard deciding which focus I want to go for because they all give good equal benefits, that excites me and that lets me know we're onto a really good focus tree, and Paradox have done a really great job. It's funny that some of the older focus trees tend to be the ones that do the better, tend to be done a little bit better, don't you think? Just kind of sad in the same way, don't you think? I'm happy and I'm also kind of sad. So we can rush down here if we wanted to. Firepower reduces artillery costs, not really useful, but doctrines cheaper is really worthwhile. We have the option to core Algeria as well. We might need the manpower, but not right now. Anyway, defensive focus, we're going to go for that. Turkey presses for the Hatay issue. No, Turkey, you're not having it back. Got 1 civ in it as well, so we will take advantage of that 1 civ. Oh, actually, no, I'm totally wrong. It has no resources, but it has some manpower, so I want the resources for the manpower. Manpower for the resources for the manpower. It's early in the morning, boys. Right now, what I need to do is push my stability up, and the easiest way I'm doing that is to send an attaché, but you need political power to send an attaché, and that's something we're lacking quite heavily at the moment. So, oh, we're actually selling some trucks. They're actually selling. Not many of them, but some of them. Let's rush artillery 2. What you want to do is keep an eye on this one. Where is it? It's fix the economy. There we go. Support the government. This will expire on the 10th of April 1938, and that's the minute that expires. That's when you can select the option to fix our disjointed government. You need to do that ASAP. Methodical battle. A well-planned battle. Is that a good idea? Okay, we're going to go with the plan. So improve relations with China. You have to improve the relations quite high because they've got claims on these colonial territories and they're more reluctant to get positive relations because we own some of their claimed territory. Also, it's a good idea to always do this middle one, which reduces consumer goods costs. They both do it. To be honest, it doesn't make a difference because we're not producing fighters anyway, but regardless, go for either. Attaché, send it off. This gives us a boost of war support, which allows us to go to a partial mode. Every step up the mobilization is super worth. Then we've got a bunch of focuses here that are kind of rubbish. Forts, cheaper. Free forts. Extend the Maginot Line. It's got to be done though. So now we need to save 150 political power so we can do partial mode. Exercise the fleet. Yeah, sure. And then also exercise the planes on the carrier, which is something that everyone always forgets. And we realize we have very, very little fuel, so we're going to lose that in 10 days. Okay, never mind. I guess we're not exercising the fleet. Britain has the ability to exercise their fleet just because they've got a little bit more access to oil. I think they've got it mostly from Mexico. They've also got access to fuel in Iran as well. Oh, they don't have the stuff in Iran anymore. I guess the AI hits the decision to steal the oil back. Stealing the oil back? My goodness. Any excuse for an invasion, right? Anyway, split these boys up. And we see that we're lacking like 6, 12. So we'll just get another 24. Put them on low priority, meaning equipment will go to the garrisons first, go to the army next, and then third, the equipment will go into training. That way, we don't have any issues with garrisons spiking and going higher. We always get these events too. So if someone protests your attaché, and there's not a lot you can do about it. You just got to lose political power. It's one of the reasons you don't want to go for an attaché as France, because losing political power as France is very painful. I'm tempted to go for the humble appeaser just to gain extra stability. You know what I am. I love stacking stability as France because you have very low stability. And if you get stability up, you get a massive production bonus, which is definitely worth. The Alpine forts. I realize this is not a good idea because we're about to lose our disjointed government. Sorry, that's not true. We're about to lose our strength in government on the 10th of April. So I'm just going to wait 10 days. And then the minute this becomes highlighted on the 10th, 2, 1, go for it immediately. That way we get the most political power. Mid-max that political power. Exercise those boys. Split, 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 split. I'm pressing S to split, then right click and assigning them just so I can get a full 24 onto each army. Okay, I'm going to train another 22 because I want 5 full armies. We might need more here because we want to cover this front line as well. So the front lines you have to care about is this one. If you really care, this one, but I don't care. And then you've got the forts here. Then you've got the Maginot. Then you've got this one for Corsica as well that I always forget about. Can you even release Corsica? Yes, you can. Corsican Republic, and you can release it as a puppet. I don't want to do that because I lose the core though, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, I want to see something. I'm going to select my division here. I'm going to add on artillery and support, and then I'll hover over save to see if I've got enough equipment. We just don't have enough anti-air. Now, one of the concerns with this is this number might not be accurate because I'm currently using it as a garrison here. So what I would like to do is make a dedicated horse only. Now, that one's got artillery in it. Well, not artillery, reconnaissance. And then we go single horse. This is the new garrison. And if you look closely, if you go for this now, you can see we'll save a little bit of manpower, a little bit of equipment. Can't say no to that, right? And then when we change this over by adding artillery and support on, we hover over it. Yes, exactly right. The number was actually accurate. In this case, we want to add one more on to anti-air. I'm happy with that. This disjoint government has been fixed. Now let's fix our armed forces by doing the army reform. Alpine forts. More civvies. More artillery. Okay, so what I want to do is a little test. I'm going to shift left click each of these armies. Assign a field marshal. Who do we assign? The guy with 4 defense, I guess. And then next, I want to double click on this guy by motorized priority once, but twice. And then you can see now how many motorized you lose. We'll lose about 2,000. That means we've got so much in surplus. So in this case, I'm just going to drop that down to 1. We don't need nowhere near as much motorized as I originally thought. In most games, assigning 2 is the minimum. 3 just for a bit of security. But France starts off with so much motorized, 1 is just enough. Once again, opportunity to sell things on the market. Give myself a construction bonus. Definitely worth. Sell the old guns. And more motorized. We've got loads on the market anyway. But we'll put some more on anyway. Okay, assign the generals. We're going to prioritize them and filter them for defense. That's the reason why I selected that little button. There is one guy that is particularly effective on the Alps. And it is this gentleman here. See, he's a mountaineer, meaning he has extra defense and extra attack and movement speed in mountains. So he's the perfect mountain man. And also a really annoying thing is you always get about low supply in Savoy. So you can, unfortunately, you're going to have to build a supply depot there, regretfully, because that's a massive amount of production lost. It could have been put into something else. But ideally, the Italians have got great supply because they've got one right next to the border. Why, France? Anyway, deploy the boys. Pop them here. Exercise to level 3. Extend the Alpine forts. Add 2 forts to this state. Oh, this is interesting. So you can, if you wanted to, you could actually game this mechanic. I'm actually going to game it now, actually. So what I'm going to do is build a bunch of forts here. And it adds plus 2 forts. Remember, forts get more expensive the more you build of them. They basically increase their cost by 500 construction points every single time. So it means that if you build them significantly higher, which I am doing, when this clicks this event here, it adds plus 2, so you get more for your money. Does that make sense? And there you go. I actually don't really care about actually building any more forts, but I just wanted to do that because I thought it would be kind of funny. Be aware, every time you complete concentrated or dispersed industry, you get more building slots. So feel free to build in the normal areas you would normally build, further away from the front line, to make sure you don't lose factories at the start of the war. Yay! The Germans are justifying against us. They're not actually. They're justifying against Czechoslovakia. And we're going to say goodbye, Czechs. Extend the Maginot Line. I can't even remember the last time I even went for this. I always usually go down the right side because this gives lots of cool production and air bonuses. So the left side is kind of the defensive path. All right, we can mobilize. We can also get rid of this guy and then replace him with the better defensive guy. It gives us more XP and more defensive bonus. Okay, we're looking a lot sharper than we ever did now. Loads of extra guns on the market. Sell, sell, sell. Sell more convoys on the market too. We sell those at high price because they sold really well. Okay, another 12. They're the ones that are going to go into Africa. I could probably leave 1 division here just to hold Corsica from hopefully not losing it. Once again, if you don't care about the 1 factory, it doesn't matter. There's not a lot of consequences in Hoi to losing land other than Italy, which causes a civil war. So, I don't know. It's up to you, really. You care about losing territory? I don't know. I guess from a P perspective, it feels kind of strange not to defend your own territory, doesn't it? Anyway, artillery. You can upgrade it to gain +7 breakthrough. Actually, that's 7.7 breakthrough. That's actually not too bad. Another protest. Losing your 7 political power. I think the political power cost for protesting scales depending on the value of the nation that's asking us. If Japan asked me, it'd be like 25 political power. Because it's Manchukuo, it's like 5 political power. So sometimes you can get lucky with that. Sometimes you can get unlucky. It is what it is. We've extended the Maginot Line, which adds 2 forts to Champagne. Basically these ones. Champagne. Oh, it is this full front line. So can we do the glitch again? Just to cheese this? Yeah, we can. Why not? 1, 2, 3. But we can buy like 2 layers of forts to cheese this. And there you go. We've got just significantly higher level forts now. I suppose you could have, with the knowledge in advance of what these events do, you could have built them significantly higher. But look at the strength of the forts now on the Alpines, as well as on the extended Maginot. It's a lot girthy than it once was. Press 1 in the chat if you care about girth. Okay, I feel like I need armored trains. Okay, we can reform the armed forces too. Sorry, I'm detouring back and forth here. This is new. So hot, I read that as hot chicks. Hot kiss gains extra funds and research organization bonus. I don't know what hot kiss is. I'm going to presume it's your tank designer. It is fast tanks designer. So they basically get more funding. Funding is XP, by the way, this bar, which gives you traits quicker. Shame we're not making tanks though, isn't it? Right, deploy you boyos. These guys are going to be in France. Well, France, Africa. African France. Saved, Dave. Saved. Saved. We go for this guy. Add a field marshal that's also got a defensive bonus. You'll do. Go, go, go. We need a port here. Off you go. And you can see low supply is going to cause problems, so we need to make sure it's motorized supply. And then we'll also build the port there as well. Fixing France's problems one by one. Okay, frontline for this guy. And then we're going to have a front line for you, and then another field marshal front line here. But what we're also going to do is make sure we don't need too many divisions on this front. So I'm going to collect this army, the what's assigned here, S to split, and 12 of them are going to go here. I did that really fast. I'm sorry if you didn't really follow it, but Z is your front line hotkey, which is this one. X is your offensive order front line, which is, I believe, this one. And then I right click and I drew it. And then also I was pressing S to split to select less army. You see, I'm now selected here 24. S12, S6. I do that lightning fast to assign my armies. I've done it so many times, it's like muscle memory to me. What I'm also going to do is move my navy to the Med. And then also when they arrive, they've run out of supply, I'm going to put them on strike force in these regions. This will project naval supremacy, which is really good for me because it means it denies them naval invasions unless they get more naval supremacy than me, which is going to be difficult for Italy to do unless they've got the combined German and Italy fleet. I don't think the Germans are going to put their fleet in the Med for them to get stuck. Because if they go in here, they can't get out due to Gibraltar and the Suez unless they capture those areas. Okay, look at your logistics. See if you're behind on anything. No, we're doing great apart from planes. I don't care about planes, so it's all good. Yeah, as I mentioned before about armored trains, I'm going to need that. Yeah, I'm going to need that. So we're going to research that now. My fear is if I get logistical striked, I'm just going to just rip apart my trains and my trucks. But this has got air attack and armor, which resists logistical strikes, and it also can shoot down planes on logistical strikes. It's not very effective, but it's better than nothing. Build more civs. We've got a supply depot here now, and all the supply depots have got really good supply. Good. I also might just build a railway from here to here. You used to be able to drag this up. This is kind of bugged now. Okay, you have to move it once, then you can drag it. I don't know why it does that. Hodgkiss. You can improve reliability. I'm not going to be making tanks. I don't know why it did that for me, but it gave me the funding, which is free XP. The Great War issue has been fixed. Oh, the infantry tanks adds funding for Renault. Interesting. Light tanks, medium tanks, heavy armor. Okay, it's just a generic Mayo. I thought it was a unique one for France, but it's not. So this focus is kind of pointless. It's part of like the old features in Hoy. Go with France, asks France if you want to join the faction, but you can kind of skip it. So if I ask to join, oh, I can't. No. Oh, they've changed the way it works. So this focus is now applicable. Interesting. Anyway, let's fix our country's problems. And France has got a lot of them. But look at the amount of imports we've got from trade. Once again, it's going to be rubber again, right? Yep, they love the rubber. Okay, agency, very important. It denies planning bonus and also gives you an intel advantage and denies their ability to gain an intel advantage. So getting that on Germany is super spicy and I would highly recommend. Look at our economy right now. We're booming. Also going to go for military theorist. We might go for officer corps as well when we've got max XP. We're coming close to that. We're also going to form a training center so we can get specific German spy double agents to build a network on Germany significantly quicker. Also radio. Yeah, sure. Gain extra war support. War support's important because not only does that you mobilize more, but it also gives you a bonus towards defense on core territory. Hang on a minute, does it? It does over 50%. If you get 100% war support, you gain a 10% defense and attack on core territory. However, you only start to gain that bonus over 50%, hence the reason why I'm at 40% and you can't see it. Saved, Dave. Saved. All right, we're going to upgrade our army now. So we're going to save this, change it into a pawn, and then add on what we need to add on. Pop. Now, everyone's going to lose a bit of XP now. I have to convert it over. I forgot about that. Whoops. Convert everyone over. And then exercise everyone up. But luckily, it won't lose much XP. So we can exercise back to level 3 pretty instantly, which gives a massive juicy 25% attack bonus, so we need that. Yeah, it's only dropped it down to 92%. Perfect. I like stability. Why not fix that? Develop the metropole. I'm worried that we're going to lose all our fuel at the start of the war, so what I'm going to do is inject a massive amount of fuel into France to fill the stockpiles, like increase so quickly. And then when we're at war, we're not going to have the issue where we're going to be like emergency fuel imports. I don't want to run into that problem. And also, if you go into decisions and click recruit German spy, once you've got this one, localized training centers, you get specifically a German spy, which builds networks significantly quicker. All right, don't need the oil anymore. Upgrade the agency. S-pills, because it reduces the chance of being detected. I feel like I'm going to train some reserves, because I feel like I'm going to get pushed back. 40. And also, we need to mobilize. Oh, and you can't mobilize as France. Well, that's the first problem we've just run into. You have full employment. The only way you can fix full employment is if you encourage immigration. I don't have any problem with that, actually. Yeah, why don't we just do that? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. So there's two things going on. You can't go for this unless you've encouraged immigration, because it causes a new event to fire, which causes your industry to shut down. So regardless of what you do, in whatever order you do it, you need to be able to go for encourage immigration. You can go for this one, which is a bit of a bizarre one that allows you to have referendums so you can core territory around the world, but it's just RNG. It's just a dice roll. It just... I don't know. I really don't like that feature. So in that case, we're going to do this one here. This is going to give us cores on Algeria, which is going to give us manpower as well, because cores gain more manpower. Boom. Improve reliability of artillery. Nice. Also, we've got armored trains now. Ooh, that's not what I want. Armored trains. There we go. This event was added in By Blood alone, and it allows the Swiss to cooperate with their neighbors to gain, well, an incentive to not be invaded, put it that way. And this one reduces consumer goods, and this one boosts your production output. You know, I like the consumer goods. I just like having a bigger industry, so why not? All right, I've deployed my reservists, and I've decided to add another 12 divisions in Africa, which has caused another traffic jam, so I'm going to build another port here. So building ports here, right in this location, basically gives you a free supply depot, and it's like at a massive discount. Normally, the cost would be 20,000, but it's 5,000. If you build a naval base, so it's definitely worth its weight in supply. Yeah, in supply. All right, building mills in the south of France. Improve the artillery and the anti-air. The biggest fear we're going to run into is we're going to get bombed to death, hence the reason why for armored trains. There's not a lot we can do about it. Right now, we just don't have the air force for it. All right, Germany has declared war on Poland, and as the UK guaranteed them, they have. And I don't have the ability to justify right now, so this has kind of created a wonky result. I guess I should have guaranteed Poland as well, right? World tension isn't quite high enough for me to actually join the war right now. For some reason in my mind, I thought it was like 1938. I wasn't quite mentally prepared for this. Train more! We've got the manpower. We've got the equipment. There's no reason why we shouldn't be making more. We've reached a point now that we've got a really, really good industry, which would be expected as France, because French industry is tip-top. The big however, though, is we're struggling with manpower. But if I guarantee the Netherlands and Belgium, yeah, that's what I have to do, don't I? Because then when they declare war, we'll be at war, and also simultaneously, we'll get to join the Allies. The reason why this has happened, by the way, is because I didn't go with Britain, because in the olden days, you could circumvent the alliance system just by asking them to join the alliance, but now there's a world tension requirement that's significantly higher to join factions, which it was there before, but I think they've just upped the amounts. Really tempted to just push into the Alps here, so I'm going to put them on aggressive and activate the battle plan, because it'd be really nice to grab a little bit of land from the Italians. And I'm also going to make a fallback line just in case everything goes really pear-shaped, and I can just assign it back to the fallback line. Okay, is there any advisors we can go for? No. Wow. Okay, there is a logistics guy. We'll go with him then. Okay, look, we've gained cores in Algeria now, and it's getting us a big influx of manpower. Really worth. And 100% compliance as well. So what does 100% compliance even give us? Let's hover over this and double check this. So this is giving us 65% local resources. So we're still missing out on 45% if it was our core. We're gaining 18% non-core manpower and local factory 65%. So you're kind of gaining something that is closer to a core, but not quite. Close, but not quite. Germany, what is your next move? I forgot to keep getting the bonuses as well. Let's get rid of the political power guy. Go for elusive gentleman. And also simultaneously keep upgrading the departments. I need to have a full spy network on Germany, otherwise they're going to push into me and absolutely demolish me. Right, there we go. We are at war. Asked to join the Allies. And off we go. Need to stop exercising these troops in Africa. But I'll put them on aggressive and push them immediately. Ah, they've got troops here now, so that's not going to happen. Anyway, it doesn't matter anyway. But we need to exercise the ones here that are the reservists. And here we are. We are at war. And I'll put these guys on interception to begin with. And maybe close air support as well. more air crews and just defend this region. It's not really going to go well for me here. I'm going to take some incredibly high damage. Once again, mass assault, France. Not the normal build you would normally do, right? But once again, it's opposite day today. Pop, deploy some more bios. We've got reserves. And here we go. They're actually pushing us in the Maginot here, and they're actually making ground. I cannot actually believe it. Are they actually going to win? Sometimes it shows red with an attack bubble, even though they're not going to win. No, they're not actually going to win. The game's just trying its absolute best to confuse me. Italy has not joined the war yet. I feel like I want to break off my submarines, and I want to put my submarines somewhere else. Have I got a Sea Wolf? Sub-Wolf? No. Okay. And you guys are going to go here. Okay, UK has asked me to join the war against Italy, and now we are at war. It even says here, there's a chance we can even win. Let's do it. Let's do it. Can I just go around the outside? That would be really cool. Oh, we're getting bombed so heavily. Oh, okay, these guys don't need to be attacking. Oops. No. It did look like we're making gains. No, I can't. I have to hold to my morals here. I've got a good supply, and I've got forts here. I'm sitting behind the Maginot. I'm doing really well. Oh, and they're pushing me now. Okay, I think we need to get the boyos on the front line. So we're going to make another field marshal front line. And the reason why we're doing this is so we don't get extra penalties for overstacking our field marshals. And then you guys are going to join the front line. Stop exercising, and off you go. Here come the extra reserves. And I think I should have the ability to hold. Ooh, they've taken one of my forts. Have they? No, they haven't. They've not taken anything yet. Ooh, there's so many divisions. Come on, guys. Get to the front line. Oh, my goodness. So many troops. How big is our armed forces? 1.4 million. Do we have like a breakdown of how many Germans there are? Intel, army size. 1 million. Oh, it's between 1.1 million and 1.7 million. So we've actually got similar army sizes. Okay, this is quite a common problem. Is you get confused by your front lines and you forget who you've assigned and who you've not assigned. I really hate when I do this. I'll be honest with you. I do this to myself. I am my own worst enemy. But yeah, I'm gonna have to reassign everyone again because I've messed up. This is bad because you're kind of losing a lot of your bonuses and you have to reassign your generals, which I think is just a massive pain in the ass. There you go. You go there. You go here. You go here. And you go here. And then once again, another field marshal front line. To be fair, if you're in different theaters to avoid confusion, you probably shouldn't have them assigned onto different generals. That's a really stupid thing to do. But I live on the edge, eh? So we're at war now. That means we can start mobilizing more. However, you're about to get a bad event that's going to fire now. That's a worker shortage, meaning you're going to lose some of your factory output. And the only way you can fix that is by fixing your immigration issue. And to be fair, with the production that we've got, I actually don't think I care about that. And we're going to gain so much manpower, so it's not even going to matter. Yep, I don't even care. There we go. It's decided. Anyway, here comes the spies. The AI has a planning bonus of 22%, so it's still pretty high. If we'd min-maxed a little bit better, they wouldn't have any planning bonus. But right now we're holding, so I can't complain. All right, I want to see you guys attack and see if you can actually do it. No, don't attack there. You want to attack upwards. You have to manually micro them because they're going to act silly. Yeah, and we're just swooshing around the front line here like it's absolutely nothing. Oh, what's this? Encirclement? And then... So what I'm doing is right-clicking and shift left-clicking to queue up their attacks in what order I want them to go. Be aware when you do this, though, the chance of getting encircled is very high, so just be very careful when you do that. You need to constantly keep microing them. The way I enjoy playing, which I'll admit is not the most cost effective, I'll say this again, it's not the most effective way of playing, is I like to play 4 or 5 speed and keep pausing and setting up my front lines. In a normal MP game, I would not recommend that. I'd try and micro at 3 speed because that tends to be the speed that you tend to play in a multiplayer game anyway. And then we go, I think we've just got another encirclement. Yep, boom. Take Tripoli. And then you need to push really hard now for Benghazi. And I've just queued up all those attack orders. And encircled. Nice. Meanwhile, in Europe, wow, I didn't think this would be so effective. And there's me at the start of the video talking about, well, if we lose as France, it's going to be kind of shit. Yes, it would be. Tenacious defense, and we're going to go for mass assault doctrine. And with that, we'll take advantage of this one giving extra HP. HP means you take less manpower loss, and I'm not sure about this, but I think you take less equipment losses as well. Where is HP? It's here. Strength represents how much damage the unit can suffer during battle. I'm almost certain it's a combination of both. I'm almost certain it's both. Another encirclement. Once again, S. And then right click and shift to make sure we beeline them to the front line. Might have to build ports here, as you normally have to do in Libya. I think the reason why the supply lines are so far apart in this area of the world, it's meant to represent how the front lines on Libya push back and forth really aggressively based upon, well, I guess the supply lines, I guess. Working on the artillery, going for all the passive bonuses here. Once again, trying to make the most of what France has, which they don't have a lot of. So that's why I'm trying to take advantage of every single stat by going for more passive bonuses over the ones that require more production bonuses. And I think we're actually going to break Benghazi here. Yeah, we are. There we go. We captured all of Africa from the Italians. Well, that was hard. I can't believe this is so effective. I guess the British are helping us. No, they're not. We are getting bombed heavily. This strategy is so simple, and I can't believe how unbelievably effective it is. I know what's happening right now. I think they're having issues with supply in this region. I'm going to do things. I'm going to split the submarines into 3 stacks, put them on auto repair, put them on aggressive, and maybe you want to be naval bombing the English Channel too. Because what usually happens is the AI gets confused and starts using convoys to move supplies over, and then this becomes a bottleneck. We having supply problems? No, we're not. Okay, there you go. I was totally wrong. That's just how it happens in my games. I guess I must be bad at the game. Press 1 in the chat if FeedBackGaming is bad at the game. I think the confusion with some of these videos that people don't quite understand is that because I'm playing off build and I'm not playing my same build that I know that's really strong and min-maxing to the full, I'm obviously making big mistakes. Because in my previous video as Britain, when I was making those heavy tanks, I didn't expect the heavy tanks to suck so much in mountains and suck so much on amphibious invasion. I know it's a bit of a well-done moment. However, I don't usually do that build. It's not the one I'm min-max for. I usually just kind of do infantry builds. Not always, but I like to throw in a few tanks just for a little bit of armor. I'm doing control right click here to close Tobruk. And then we're done. It's all owned by France. Marvelous. And Ethiopia has already been taken care of. Easy. All right, if you look really closely now, we're getting infantry expert. And I recommend you take it at every opportunity. Because the bonuses are fat. Logistics wizard is fat. Infantry expert, 100% worth. And once again, it's going to increase the amount of damage capabilities we're going to actually have. So definitely a win. I always like stability, so working conditions is always a win. War bonds gives reduced of consumer goods, which gives us more factories. I think we're probably going to try and go for the research slot now. Do I actually need it? No, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to build a bunch of civs now because our industry is peaking. We don't need any more because we're winning. I'm going to make a front line here. If you hold the front line and alt and drag, you can drag where the front line's actually going. Not that it really matters, but I just didn't want it attached onto this front line. And then you'll be attached here. If you double click on the general, it moves to where most of the divisions are. So then you can control left click to assign them on. And attach you on. Then move you through Africa now. And that's kind of a hairy place to move due to the submarines in the med. But by looks things, it went totally fine. If that went wrong, what I would have done is put them on escort, and therefore I would have defended the convoys. It might have been a little bit too late, but again, I live on the edge. I'm going to sign another recruit for Germany here so we can build a spy network quicker and bigger and build it in the Netherlands. And now we've got a full spy network, and they should have very little planning bonus now. Planning bonus, there is none. No, there is 7%, but we're also getting an intel bonus of 9%. So our defense is super rock hard right now. A temptation right now is to go heavier on artillery. Yeah, you do this. Do this. You can upgrade the guns. Extra piercing. Okay, that's something I'm not looking I'm going to take advantage of, but we're then go for the artillery. And in that case, do you know what? I think I'm going to go for the mills. I keep changing my mind. I'm flip-flopping, boys. Can't stick to one decision. I'm like a politician. And now we're going to pump out a huge amount of artillery. So then we can make like another 7-2 division that should have more attack capabilities and not be as well-rounded. Now, supply's bad here. So what we can do to increase supply is increase the bottlenecks by building railways. Because we put so many divisions on this front line, so it's kind of created a bit of a traffic jam. Not a single province has been taken of France. Hang on. I'm saying that while I'm hovering Corsica. I forgot about Corsica, guys. There you go. I need to restart the whole campaign, right? I've messed up, boys. I'm sorry. Communists in government. Yeah, why not? At the same time, what we can also do is anti-communist raids, which overall gives you a net gain to stability. So communism does have a use. We're going to use it to boost stability by finding a common enemy to rally behind. Hang on, are we fascism? And there we go. XP is maxed. That means we can now do our doctrines. What do? Do we do manpower? We don't need manpower, so I'm going to do deep battle. One of the advantages of deep battle is it keeps the org really high because you have high org regain rates. Plus, it also has a 20% reduction to supply if you complete all of them. So, hey, why not? Let's do it. And keep it a close eye. So it gives good reinforce rate, max planning, supply reduction, reduces the combat width of infantry, which is super interesting. Gives armored car bonuses. Okay. Light recon give org. I mean, we're LARPing, boys. Why not go all the way? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Armored car recon? Sure. I don't normally do this, but we're going to go for more armored cars. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, but whatever. And the Germans have stopped attacking. I think they've finally decided it isn't happening anymore. Infantry expert. The one thing that France misses, but when you get it, the bonuses are so fat. Have a division reach a certain planning bonus. I got the gold for that, guys. Okay. Romania's joined the Allies. It's the beginning of the end, lads. So what I would like to do is create a variant of this, which is a 7-2. We'll give it different icons so it sticks out. Save that. And we convert you. If you double click on him, by the way, or right click on the divisions, it moves to where that division is. So if you want to find where you are and you've lost your troops, you just double click on the general to go to the rough location where most of the divisions are, or right click on the division itself and it hovers over to that specific one. Easy. There we go. We converted one. Can we convert another one? There's another one here. What you do is you convert and see if you've got the excess equipment. And we're pretty close, to be fair, so I'm going to do it. We're going to shimmy around some of the mills here. And at the same time, we might as well add on the armored recon onto here. Yep. But we're going to need support equipment as well. Ooh, but luckily, we got a little bit left over, so we're taking advantage of that now. Banking a little bit of air XP now. Centralized control and doctrines. These are the same ones I pick every single game. Gonna move the convoys here, the convoy raiders anyway, and we're losing our subs here, so that's not a good idea. No, we'll move here now. The sub losses are too damn high. What I'm gonna do is overstack this field marshal by moving these guys here, because then I can clearly see that these guys are on this front. Regrets. I have a few. I realized that was the field marshal front line. You don't usually see this in my video because usually I'll probably just fix it between the edits. But here you go. You just saw a living example of FeedBackGaming. Completely balls up there. And we'll do it again. I'll remake the front lines. You get to see how I make the front lines. So I suppose you're learning something, I guess. All right. You guys are going to be here. We'll drag you over. You're going to be here. That's going to be fine. S to split. S to split. S to split. Move them over. What I messed up with there is I made a new army, but I forgot that this was on a different field marshal. When I got the pop-up, it was warning me, hang on, you're about to merge the armies up. Yeah, mistakes happen, boys. But once again, if you double click on them all, you can actually find out where they are. So you guys are here. You guys are here. Go here. Go here. But Dave, you're my idol. FeedBackGaming, I look up to you. How could you make an error like this? I guarantee there's going to be a few comments of people saying, Dave, I cringed so hard when you did this. Listen, if I wanted to be super vain, I could edit this out the video I wanted to, but I'm going to choose to leave this in just to show you what's quite typical that can happen in a normal Hoi 4 game, just based upon making one click wrong and ended up in this spot. Actually, I'm going to assign the best generals here for this first front line, because this is the one I'm going to attack over, one I'm planning to anyway. And everyone else goes on this front line, this front line, this front line, this front line. Why do I feel like I've ended up with more divisions than I had to begin with? Oh, of course, because it was 6 armies, wasn't it? Okay. We'll slightly overstack a few of them. It won't make a big difference. Sometimes I stack 30 divisions on one army sometimes. And the reason why I do that is I know eventually they will unlock this trait quicker, this one, Skilled Staffer, if they are at 24 or more divisions as a part of an army. So I just do it because I'm kind of lazy. Infantry expert, infantry expert, infantry specialist. We're all in the right place now. I'm going to control B so they can railroad. Just keep a close eye on them, because if they move off the front line, that's obviously going to cause problems. Just going to wait for them to reassign now. So I realize I'm missing a few divisions here. We're missing 5 here, and also so 6 in total. Yep. Good exercise on the front line, which is incredibly ballsy. However, I feel like I can still hold. Yes, I can. Getting Lend-Lease from the Raj, which is giving us close air support. All right. Okay. Stop exercising and just realize we're about to break our front lines here. Yeah, so be careful. What's the best thing to do is probably exercise one of the 2 armies and then rotate them out. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this one's going to exercise, well, this second army is just going to sit here. So one's going to be defending, and another one is going to be exercising. Once again, super risky behavior. Wouldn't usually recommend this. However, I'm living on the edge today. I'm going to fix up some of the railways so we can get a bit more supply in this region. If we're about to make an offensive, it's usually a good idea to up the supply in the region. Once again, more communists in government do communist raids, which gives a net gain to stability, which usually always results in more production overall. High stability is usually really good. It's one of those things that when you're hovering around 50% stability, it doesn't really do a great deal, but when you get to that 100% mark, you get some really good 20% production bonus. So worth. Okay, one army's been trained, and we train the other one now. Rotate them back. Another research slot. Look on industry stuff. Yeah, sure. Because we've not made an air force, there's not a great deal we can do about this constant bombing that's happening here. So we can build AA. And that's the only real thing we can do. Radar will be helpful as well. Just AA isn't very good. It's a big production investment. And when they could just move their bombers to a different region and ignore your AA. So I don't know. I'm mixed on it, to be fair. And in multiplayer, I think it's almost useless. More of a defensive tool in certain regions like Malaya. But in single player, I feel like it is a little bit more useful because you can kind of like bait the AI into different regions. Right, deploy these divisions. Now we have 30-30 armies. And we've got armored cars now. I forgot about motorized supply. And that's why we had a bit of a supply problem. Because I had to reassign all my field marshals and generals. It forgot about my previous motorized supply. And now supply should be good. Oh, that's so good. All right, aggressive. Ooh, that's a lot of troops on this front line. Oof. I actually don't think we can break this. The AI says this is going to be risky. Yeah, I just don't think I want to do it then in that case. Agent captured. Spies. Not fun. Rescue me. Always like to leave a spy in the capital if I'm doing a rescue mission just to keep the spy levels nice and high. Also at the same time, because we're in the allies, we can become a spy master, which will give us like 6 spies. Okay, 3. All right. Armored cars. We can make them better. One time I actually care about armored cars. Ooh, soft attack's pretty good though. Reduces cost by 3%, extra 5% soft attack. That's actually pretty good too. I like the ones that give extra production. Breakthrough, production efficiency, reduce the cost. Yeah, sure. Oh, Britain, are you going to take Corsica back for me? That'd be nice of you. By looks of things, probably not. All right, we can put spies into Italy now too, because that's where we're going to be attacking, and having those extra attack bonuses from Intel are pretty spicy, so I'll take advantage of that now. Okay, I talked about war support and giving core defense territory. We never took advantage of it, sadly. But as you can see here, you can see we're getting an extra 3% extra core defense. Now, if you go for this one, utilize domestic film industry, gives you 10% war support. Now, it is 5%. So you get a maximum 10% if you max that out. Getting that war support nice and high is super helpful. Now, we're generating a lot of aces here and loads of ones that are not assigned. So if you got the opportunity to assign them, just double check. It'd be nice to have an auto deploy spies button. That would be pretty cool. Paradox. All right, spies. We'll leave one in Germany, but then at the same time, the rest of the spies will go into Italy to build that network up. Max the doctrines. So this one gives the organization. Let's actually see what the org goes up to. So this org is 42.5. And if I do the doctrine, 42.5 to 43. I see. Okay, we'll add a few more battalions of infantry on. And then we might as well just finish the doctrines, right? This one's gives continuous offense, which allows a backhand blow. Or glass while moving, minus 25%. This is really good for offense. At the same time, we've got attack. Relentless attack is your default offensive attack. Blitz. So this is something I don't talk much about because I don't think it plays a massive role in the game to even be noteworthy. But you've got extra abilities here, phases of battle that give preferred tactics. And I think this increases the chance by like 25% or 50%. 25% it says here. This this tactic to happen in battle. In this case, the only really one to go for in this case is Relentless Assault, because it can apply to tanks as well as infantry, and it gives these bonuses. Where these ones, you need to be a Panzer leader and over 50% hardness, and same with this one. The best one in the game is Breakthrough, actually, I think. Yeah, Breakthrough's the best one in the game, but Relentless Assault is the one I'm going to go for. Because it applies to infantry, which I am making an infantry army, if you've not noticed. Air Doctrines, something I don't really care about, but I seem to have a lot of XP, so I'm spending it. Another example of Dave doesn't usually do this. I'm going to invest in all of these, and the way it works is the more you invest into, the more bonus you get when you click on this one. So if you gain 2 civs for every one of these you invest into. It's like kind of like an investment scheme. The more time you put into these, the more eventual payoff you get. With the way France works, and you've got so much industry anyway, doesn't really give you a lot what you actually need. But it's nice to know that late game you can get a big surge of factories if you want to, and you can as France, so do it. In this circumstance, because I've got no focuses to select, I feel like, why not, yeah? Okay, once again, another example. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to exercise my full front line here, and it's only going to exercise the ones to level 3 that I actually need, and right now, the only ones I need are just a bunch of handful of divisions, so I'm going to exercise them anyway. Once again, that 25% attack bonus, I go on about it, I harp on about it, I know I talk about it every single day, but it's really, really strong, so I would highly recommend you go for it. Did we go bigger? You know, you've heard me say this before, one too many times, but go big or go home, right? I think I'm gonna need logistics companies for this too. Supply is super high. Yep, logistics. Hey, Brian, thanks, bruv. Liberated Corsica. Good lad. For some reason we need 2 spies. Oh, hang on, we're doing the wrong mission. No, I've selected the wrong country. We wanna... This guy has been captured in Italy. But where's the option to free him from prison? There's not even here. Force equipment, army, navy, contract, rescue mission. There we go. It's usually at the top, so it really confused me. So one feature that I've forgotten about is you can sell your old gear, can't you? So if you've got a load of old crap, why not just sling it on the market, you know? Once again, it'd be really cool if there was a hotkey just to sling things on a lot quicker. It feels like there's quite a lot of button presses to do just a handful of things, you know? Anyway, on the market you go. All that lovely lend-lease that Britain's given us, we're like putting on the market and selling it back to them at a profit. War profiteering. Very lucrative. So, upgrading the artillery. Need more tungsten, import it in. You can see there's upgrades abilities for Myos. It's probably very small bonuses, but once again, every little edge of stats that we can gain is going to be a win. So we'll take advantage of it. Exercising these boys on the front line here. Is it going to be worth it though? I don't know. 77% planning bonus. That's insane. France has got insane planning bonus. Can we push the Maginot? Sorry, not the Maginot. The Alpine line. Is that what it's even called? Germany's like, you know what? One front? Ah, we can do two. This is actually a good time to attack the Germans too, because they usually pull troops off for the Barbarossa campaign. Soviets want docking rights. Why not? This is really important, this one. This is really OP. 15% repair speed for naval refit yards is really, really strong. Particularly when up in this scenario right here. Your Navy's got into a battle. It's got scuffed a little bit. It happens, you know? And these repairs are going to take a very, very long time. Several months. Shaving off a few weeks is going to be huge. Okay. I said I wasn't going to do it, but it looks like I'm going to do it. I'm going to push the Alpine line. I'm nervous. Is it going to happen? Finishing build the railway here just in Nice. Everywhere else, the railways are big. I know I keep putting this off. I've been putting it off ages. I wanted to make sure all the conditions were perfect. I actually don't have logistics either. Whoops. Okay, we're going to delay the battle and the war for a little bit longer. Oh, Christ. We don't have flame tanks. The attack has been postponed again. Oh, no. That Greek spy, the one that James Bond's based on, has died. Guys, James Bond has died. F. It is time. Push. It's looking good. Once again, showing favorably in all the fronts. Once again, a few areas not so favorable, but don't worry about that, because if majority of them are showing green, that shows me we are making a push. The only one instance that might not apply is if we initially push and then they all go red. In that case, that means the stats are just way too high and we can't break them. But look at the damage we're doing now. They're last standing, so they're taking so much damage. And the last stand has just broke now and the divisions are running away. That's it. The slip has become a slide. Oh no. And once again, if you want to be smart about this, you can micro where you push forward. And it's really good to do this because that way you can make encirclements as you push. It's not just about beating them on superior firepower. It's also about making those encirclements so you don't have to fight those armies and those divisions again. Right now with these open front lines, it's just stupid not to grab this territory. I don't think we did actually encircle a single division here. Once again, this is a superior firepower, mass mobilization build, firepower over everything. Another spy has died? What? Okay, another example is where you push the south. They seem to bottleneck in the north, so just keep pushing southwards, grab Rome, and then split the north from the south. I can put them on aggressive now too. Make another front line. Go, go, go. Control B. So you railroad to the front line and look at the speed. Go, go, go. Mussolini's been deposed. Once again, I always like to beeline to the victory points because otherwise I want to rush the civil war event that happens in Italy. And if I can knock them out before the civil war event happens, I get the entirety of Italy and not have to deal with the civil war. Never mind. Never mind. I don't think it's actually going to matter in this instance, to be fair. There's not really much left of Italy. Okay, we're behind on manpower now. I think I might have to do... Ooh, we need more war support. Ooh. So what's happening is we're losing war support due to a bunch of these issues. So casualties, bombing raids, there's so much. So if we click all three of these, we'll slowly gain trickle amounts of war support back. And also flame tank. Really don't care about the stats. As long as I call this a flame tank, that's all I care about. Yes, the flame boy. All the spies will be given back to you if you occupy the land that the spy was actively working in. And probably should have given the territory to Italy. Therefore, I won't have to occupy this territory. Then I won't be having manpower issues. Okay, the majority of this army now, the Alpine army, is going to go here and then push through the Balkans. That caps Italy because I can't get over the strait, but the Allies will hold their front line, so I'm okay with that. Italy has been capped. Ah, there we go. Didn't need it to be done anyway. It was already done. And then we're also wrapping around through Yugoslavia here. Once again, battle plans for the win here, lads. The battle plans are doing all the legwork. And I think at this point, too, I can push the main army on the front, too. I think I'm going to actually disband one of the armies. Yep. And put everyone aggressive. And off you go. Whoosh, the front. I'm confused why this army's pushing. Oh, they're the Allies helping me. Oh, okay. And this is not going well at all. The Germans are really dug in, but we are pushing Belgium a bit. Okay, maybe I'm back and forth. But then again, we are putting pressure on them, so it might be working in both ways. No, actually, you know what? I'm going to call this off. This is actually not working the way I'd like. What I'm actually going to do is pull one of these armies here, and and attach onto the Balkan front, because I think this is where all the action's happening in the minute. Okay, we could do service by requirement now. I'm going to leave 2 behind armies here, and then the 3rd one is just going to join this front. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. There you go. Go on that front line. And then I'll put these into reserve here, because this is just going to hold the front anyway. Passively hold the front line. Sort out the logistics. We're a little bit behind on armored cars and a bunch of other bits and pieces. But for the most part, the main army here is the one I care the most about anyway. And it does look like we're pushing, and we are actually breaking Hungary. And the Soviets are pushing as well, because why does Germany go to war with the Soviets when they've not even broken France? It doesn't even make sense. Okay, so we've noticed the front line's broke here. So what I'm going to do is grab all these divisions, H to hold, and then attach them to this front line. It's control, click to move them to a different front. Man, so many research slots, and I just don't have anything I want to really research at this point. Battle plan. Nice. Oh, we even got an encirclement in the Alps there. Okay, there's a bit of a bug that happens here. Sometimes if the front lines split like they are here, kind of a wonky thing can happen, where divisions get stuck behind a front line and you have to manually move them off. I thought this is what was happening here, but by the looks of things, that's not actually the case. Ooh, I've noticed an encirclement opportunity, so I'm going to take it. And really nice and refreshing to break Germany from the other side, just to get a view from the other side. Okay, this is a good example of it here. Look, 42 divisions, they're stuck. So you just make a big selection, hold control and left click. You can see now there's only 15 on this front line. And you can control B them out. There'll be other ones that are assigning to this front, but this front line is redundant because this isn't a nation that we're even at war with. So right click, we're not at war with them. So you could delete the front lines if you wanted to, but I just kind of click them all and click them away. It's really difficult to break these front lines here, but sometimes it's quite risky to pull them off. Just realized too, we don't actually have a field marshal front line here, so I have to draw another one. Anyway, aggressive, off the battle plan, control B to get to the front line. Go, 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 go. And then at the same time, I can delete these front lines. The game where France woke up. Press 1 in the chat, in the comments, if you like woke France. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this front line here because I don't want to be pushing against the west wall because that's where the forts are. And I also don't want to be like running against the front line here against the Soviets. But then we're pretty much closing the front line here, aren't we? So does it even matter? No, it doesn't even matter. When the front line does close off, to assign them off anyway. Oh my goodness, the damage I'm doing is eye-watering. We might as well push the other side of the front line here because, I mean, is there really any point of holding back? Because right now the war is over. Oh, look at this encirclement. Oh, wow. Baby, baby, baby. Look at you. Warsaw, the last bastion of Poland, still holding, well, Polish, Germany, German, Poland. And then same again. Select all the boys. Big box, select. Assign to front. There you go. And control B to put them to front line. Not that it even mattered. Not that it even mattered. All of a sudden, we're going to expand our colonial holdings. The expense of the Italians, the French Empire expands. Now, if I give this territory to Italy, which is their rightful clay anyway, you have to select the nation and then give it the land. And I believe they get it at a discount. Yeah, they do. Because it technically is their clay anyway. I'm going to take Sardinia as a prize, as well as Rhodes. Ooh, I'm going to make Napoleon happy here by taking a chunk out of Germany. Confederation of the Rhine, much. And I want a little bit of a highway through the Alps to connect up Italy to my homelands. Come on, give it up. Give it up. Oh, we can't actually do that. Oh, well. Run out of points. Hang on a second. So just have a little look. Scroll to the top on the right here. UK's contribution was 17%. Soviets was 25%. Mine was 56%. Wow. Okay, we're done. There we go. French, Italy. Hang on, I was puppeting. I thought I was taking the territory. I'm going to build civs inside of Italy now. And I'm also going to... Oh, you can't lend lease at peace now. Ooh. Landing craft. And... Hang on, we can't naval invade? No, we can naval invade. Yeah, you know how this ends. So what I do here is, because I only can assign 10 divisions, but I want them all to move here, is I make a 4-bat line. I assign them all to this 4-bat line. And then I assign the rest to this naval invasion. That way they'll all move here. And when I get the technology, I can send everyone in. Does that make sense? Spies. It seems to be a recurring theme. When you knock out Germany, you've always got like so many spies. So it's like, well, all of a sudden, we have all the eyes on Japan. So these armies, we can disband them and then we'll gain a massive excess of equipment. Communists in our government, again, ban them. So just a heads up, we're not actually at war with Japan. Yeah, we're not actually at war with them. Oh, Austria decided to join Germany again. Germany still exists? He's back! God, peace conferences have gone really weird. Every new expansion, like, makes peace conferences break. They have to be built up every single time there's a new expansion for Hawaii. The Alta Conference just never seems to fire right. Hang on a second. I've just realized what I've just done. It's just dawned on me. I gave all of Germany to Italy. I wonder why the peace conference was really weird and why I had the majority of the war contribution, but I couldn't take anything. Because I've just done something really weird. I've given all of Germany to Italy. This is why we can't have nice things. One of the beautiful things about Special Forces is this one now adds +5 to naval invasion capacity. That's a bit of a recent change. I like it. And you know what? I think Pioneers would be quite good as well. Well, the division is complete. Oh, wait, hang on. The division isn't complete. Oh, can we take off the support artillery? There you go, Pioneers. And we now actually have attack capabilities, amphibious invasions. Nice, nice, nice. Something I was forgetting about, citations. If you click on them, you can reduce supply. Usually reduce the supply is usually a big win. Don't apply more than 3 of the same citation, though, because they have diminishing returns. But overall, it's a really good way of making your divisions better. Supply reduction, and France has got a really good one too that also reduces supply and it also increases defense, which is also a breakthrough as well. So do one of each. Why not both? If you want an easy way of finding the citations, click on the officer core, click on officers, and then sort by citation. You can see this guy's got 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. And you can assign them from here. And also a little extra knowledge is if you go for this officer core, accomplished heritage, it's half the cost for applying a citation. So it usually be 30 political power, and I believe it'd be 15. May have just made that number up in my head. Yeah, it's 30. It'd be 15 instead. Yeah. Blockade of Japan. Once again, I do this every single game. So strike force in these regions and then naval invasion. Can we go? No, because we're not at war with Japan. Okay, call to arms. Yes, everyone join. Now can I go? You won't believe how often I make the mistake. Okay, that's a really common mistake I make. I'm like, why is my naval invasion not working? Oh yeah, well, I'm not actually at war. One of those old classic FeedBackGaming chestnuts. So we've been intercepted here. So our fleet's going to come and help because we put them on naval invasion support. Oh, never mind. The British and the Australians are here to serve us. British? No, they're not British. They're Americans. British and Americans, what's the difference? All Anglos to me, right? Press 1 in the chat if they're all Anglos to you. Oh, and we've landed already. Never mind. I'm really glad I've been doing these series recently because, to be honest with you, I'm learning a lot about the game. Stuff that I didn't even really know, to be honest with you. Just from doing different builds and getting outside of my comfort zone, I'm discovering a new lease of life with this game, and I'm having a lot of fun. So, hey, if you're having fun, I'm having fun, we're all having fun. And if you want to see more of this content in future, you can vote. You know how you vote? You like and subscribe. And that I can see that from the stats that these are the kind of videos you want to see. And with that in mind, that lets me know to make more of this kind of content. It's not a big deal, but hey, if you want to help me out, that's what you can do. And the micro situation is not difficult in the slightest. I think what usually happens is they overcommit in China, and then they have to pull all the divisions back. And one thing you can do to prevent them from pulling the divisions back is you convoy raid them. So then, as they try and pull divisions back, you intercept their troops. There you go, troops there, troop convoy. 63 freights. Wow. Okay. And then push, push, push. Control B. Frontline. Off you go. Look at all these citations too. You've captured all cities and yes. Boom. I think the best citations in the game are actually the French ones, you know. You've got 2 that reduces supply, which is amazing. And then top that off as well, one of them reduces supply, also gives extra defense, which is another win as well. Another little cheeky way, if you think you've already won, just press S. Right click, S, right click, S, right click, S, right click, right click, right click, right click. And then look, you're all beeline to the victory points, but plus you've still got a few divisions on the front line. Hold the front line. And there you go. I'm not even going to bother being part of this peace conference. My contribution is 8%, and it's just basically nothing. And China is taking massive chunks out of Japan. State of Japan. And Japan, 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 China, Japan. That's right, I took the mainland, which felt like the hardest thing to do. However, I get nothing from the peace conference. Well, that's what makes me very unhappy. Anyway, one final thing to do is French divisibility. Divisible? Indivisible. I'm sorry, dyslexia. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it right the first time. I know that you guys get super mad when I don't say it the first time right. Unfortunately, that's just the way dyslexia works, I'm afraid. Let's get Google to help me out here. France indivisible. Apparently I'm saying it right. Okay, I did say it right the first time. So we've got maximum compliance. I don't even know if this makes an impact on this certain decision, but this allows France to core all their overseas territories. So Syria, West Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Indochina, Madagascar. Boom. And we're going to do that one now. The French Union. It's time to proclaim a new France, a France that spans the globe, in which all parts of a realm are united. And they will hold referendums in every part to confirm the people will become part of our new greater France. Once again, 100% stability. We won 2 wars here. 100% compliance in all the regions. I would presume, once again, I don't know the game mechanics very well when it comes down to the code backend, but I would presume that means they're more likely to accept. But I could be completely and utterly wrong. And spot that the UK is at war with Iraq. I've never seen this happen before. Oh, they joined Japan's faction. But they weren't involved in the peace conference because we didn't occupy any of their main core territory. And the Soviets are defending the Iraqis. This is an interesting timeline, lads. The French Union, Indochina is no. Syria says yes. Central Africa says yes. West Africa says no. North Africa says no. As I said, it's just so random. So this is Central Africa. They all said yes. It's given us a lot of manpower. Algeria says yes because you get that through a different decision. But West Africa as well as North Africa said no. Indochina said no. And then the big surprise here is Syria said yes. So now they're incorporated as a part of core territory France, which means technically they can vote in elections and represent France and they're French citizens. Is that kind of interesting? You know what's most interesting is me annexing all of Germany and Italy. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And also kind of dumb. Why am I even able to do this? Guys, if you're into these campaigns and you enjoy them, a good way of letting YouTube know and letting me know is liking and subscribing and commenting. Just say anything in the comments, whatever. That's why I'm baiting you to say comments by saying 1 for certain things. It lets the algorithm know and it lets me know that this is the kind of content you want to see, and I'll make more of the content you want to see. Aside from that, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these kind of videos, there's one video on screen right now. You can give that one a click, and YouTube says that's the one that you would like the most. So if you want more content, there you go. Guys, hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.